Hello, everyone. So I usually try to give the Witchtober, Createtober type stuff a try, but this year I just have so much on my plate that I'm not going to be able to. So today I have an old Inktober drawing. This was from 2019, and the word was frail. So today I am just going to be redrawing this. Now I can definitely tell that I had some influence from Casey Golden with the style. I'm always experimenting with different styles, and I was getting back into watercolors during this time. So I think I was watching her videos a lot, and that's what influenced the look of this zombie. So let's put this away and grab the new one. So to save some time, I already sketched it out and inked it. Honestly, the way I ink, I am really close to the paper, so it wouldn't have looked good on video. So again, here is the old version. I definitely made a lot of changes, not only to the style, but just how it overall looks, especially with the hair. And I did make the eye similar. I kind of wanted to give it a little more stylization. And obviously, I also added a lower half to her body and a bone stuck in her arm. So I tried to keep with the general theme, although I renamed this from Frail to Stitched. And I am going to try and stick with as similar colors as I possibly can. So as for the line art, honestly, I am terrible at line art. It is something I really need to work on and have been working on. But when I did this, I do think I needed to add a little bit more line weight variation. But overall, I really liked how this turned out. Especially when it comes to watercolor paper, I just seem to be really bad at inking, and I really love how it turned out. I took my time, is what it is. I really took my time to make sure that it turned out how I wanted it to. And yeah, I will say it's not perfect, but it's definitely an improvement, especially comparing it to the 2019 version, where looking at it, I just see so many mistakes. This version, I fell in love with it as soon as I inked it. I loved the sketch too, but it turned out how I wanted it to, and I was really happy with it. Also, I want to just point out that I am using the Kuretake Gonzai set again. I really like these watercolors. They are really fun to play with, and I do see myself using them again and again in the future. I really like testing out different sets, and the Dalarownie was one that I went back to a lot, but I feel that I'm also going to go back to this one a lot, especially because of how different they are, with the just like the materials used to make the watercolors. And I have a whole separate video, it's the one before this, on a like kind of a review on these watercolors. It's definitely a learning process because they're very different than Western colors, but I think I did a pretty good job with this compared to the first time using these. So something else you might notice, I sped this up a lot. I really wanted to take my time and make sure I did this painting nicely in a way that I thought was very pleasing, especially because although I have been doing a few watercolor type reviews and first impressions, I am still getting back into it and pretty much relearning it. So I really wanted to take my time, and you'll even see me make a few mistakes, although the end result I really enjoyed. This is not gonna be another worst watercolor painting. I really loved how this turned out. Also, I know I said that I wasn't going to be doing any Inktober or Inktober variation, but I did recently see a prompt list from somebody that I follow on TikTok who is doing weekly prompts, and The prompts pretty much kind of align with what I do or have plans for when it comes to my polymer clay stuff. And I usually try and look for lists that have something that I can do clay-wise with those. And it's really hard to do daily ones with that. And even though I know many artists, they do theirs months and months in advance or even just a month in advance, but I just have so many conventions and such during the time period, it all just kind of catches up to me in the end. But doing a weekly prompt, especially because I want to make a lot more stuff for the events that I have coming up, I might make something related to that, so you'll see those on Instagram and TikTok. And if you're doing Inktober or a variation of that, let me know in the comments. Let me know which ones you're doing. I love looking at the prompt lists and seeing what people create from those. So since this is somewhat related to Inktober, I do want to talk about it a little bit. Mostly with Burnout. And I know a lot of people, they are really excited for Inktober or to do like the variation ones, but don't burn yourself out with it. Especially if this is your first year doing it. Any kind of daily prompt type thing, it's hard. And a lot of artists, they do these prompts or at least start them months in advance if they can. And especially if you like look and see all these like beautifully detailed pieces, most of those people aren't doing them that day. And so it's something to be aware of if you just started and you find yourself like, I can't keep up. Like, by the time this video gets posted, it will be roughly about a week since the prompts have began. And I find this is usually the time that I can't keep up. Personally, I work a full-time job, so I work 40 hours a week, and I do art on top of that. So I make content for YouTube. YouTube is kind of something that I want to make more content for, and I have been posting a little more consistently than I have in the past. Things have caused me to not post as consistently as I want, but I'm getting there. And I also post on TikTok and I post on Instagram, and I have to make pictures for Etsy, and then I also do conventions and other events. In fact, October I have one convention and two outdoor events, so 3 events total. And that's a lot. I have to create product for that because a lot of the product that I sell is handmade, and it's just like, that's it. What I make is what I have. And I do sell some stickers and some prints, but really my main focus are like things like charms and figurines and sculptures, stuff like that. Stuff that it takes time to recreate that. So really that is my biggest focus. So if I can do something like even a weekly prompt, then that's awesome. But if not, I am not going to beat myself up over it. I did that a lot when I first started doing these prompts, but now I'm just, if I can do one, cool. So whether this is your first year or 5th year or longer, my biggest advice is to just don't stress yourself out, because it's going to lead to burnout, and it's just going to lead to you not wanting to use that medium again for a really long time. So that's my whole Inktober rant for you guys. So a little back onto this painting. I am using a purple colored PN Secure Micron to just add a little bit of texture to the hair. And then I'm going to just be touching up a few things on her face and just giving her a little more color in the like shaved area. And here's the final version of the painting. Well, there's definitely things that I can see that I need to improve on. I really like how this turned out. The one thing I struggled on is what color was I going to make her pants? And at first I was just going to pick a plain like blue jeans or like gray or something like that, but I really like the like fuchsia color that I picked. It just really pops and I think complements her hair, especially since I gave her a very neutral toned t-shirt. So I actually did this piece months ago and I made stickers of it. I loved it so much and I like how the stickers look. I think they look really pretty. And if you'd like a sticker, I'm going to show what they look like in a clip, and they are available on my Etsy in the description below. And if you're doing Inktober variation, good luck, and I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!